The webinar has started. So, how you doing, Hubert Lee?
Doing all right. Are we in sync or what, folks? We are. Okay, let's welcome people in. Let me just make sure the chat is working.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's around that time of year.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Today is the winter solstice.
That would be the shortest day of the year, okay?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Tonight, my wife, my daughter, and we have I love it when our interests converge with specific things. So one of the things, as you know, is we all love the garden, okay? And we love, in particular, native plants and weeds and that sort of thing, and finding their uses and so forth. And so there's this plant called the cabbage weed. We call it the cabbage weed, okay? The official name is like mullein, okay? It's kind of like a lamb's woolly kind of a feel to the leaves. It's very invasive. People, throw it out all over the place. But if you let it grow, it's a 2-year plant. On the second year, it sends out this long stalk, a big, thick stalk if you let it grow. And it's got like clusters of seeds on the seed head. You can let it dry, and then come winter solstice. This is a big pagan thing. You take these and you light these as torches. So we're going down to the beach tonight, and I'm going to be lighting our mullein torches.
How many of them do you have?
For the winter solstice. 3, 1 for each of us. So that's great.
Okay, cool. I think that's great.
Okay, so it looks like
cool stuff.
Sorry, it looks like the chat is working. So I just want to welcome everybody. Hey, Steve. Hey, Terry, Sansia, Paul, Joan, Jim, Elaine, Bridget, Bob, Bill. Hello, everybody. More people are joining as well. Good afternoon.
On here. Nice to see everybody. You thought maybe, hey, man, we're winding up for the holidays. Maybe people are not going to show up. It's just.
Yeah, no, people love joining, and that's great. The sense of community is really wonderful. I'd like to especially welcome the new people into the program and just start off by going over a couple of housekeeping things, Ridgely. Okay. And so let me just start off with the fundamentals just to make sure people avail themselves of everything that's part of their Partner Attraction Formula Mastermind. Okay. So how do you access the companion course and portal that accompanies this mastermind? Easy. partnerattractionformula.com/mastermind. Okay, and I'll drop these links all in the chat. But you go to partnerattractionformula.com/mastermind, and in there you'll have access to 2 things. One is the PAF AI Vault. Okay, and that contains everything that you need, including recordings of previous sessions, schedules for the next month's calls. It also has Ridgely's private prompt library, which you shouldn't miss. Very, very powerful. It's got Hubert's hacks. It's got all kinds of things. Okay. In addition, it houses a very important tool. It's called our worksheet, right? The Partner Attraction Formula Portal worksheet. And it's a whole Olympic messaging workshop type of thing that you can walk yourself through. And we have live training sessions on that occasionally where we do jumpstart boot camp type things. And the next one that comes along, you should definitely join. But there's a companion training course for that also, Ridgely, called the Partner Attraction Formula Portal. And it's a series of videos where Ridgely walks you through how to do each step in this flow. So it's very, very powerful, and I don't want people to miss it. Okay? Now, in addition to this, there's software that's available to you, push button AI simple software. It's called the PAF AI Brain. And there's instructions in the vault that I mentioned, as well as your onboarding emails that you'll get that'll walk you through all of that. And if some of it gets complex, just hit us up here and we'll walk you through it. So originally that's the housekeeping. Now, can I just immediately launch right into my training session? Because I know that there's some hot seat people that want to get on, and we want to try to wrap it up, actually before the hour, just to keep everybody on track with their Christmas shopping, Ridge.
Okay.
Thank you, Bridget. Bridget said PAF Brain rocks.
Yep.
Okay, so let me share my screen. You guys tell me if you can see my screen. Okay, you can see my screen here. Okay, and so I just want to show you partnerattractionformula.com/mastermind. If you click that, you will get redirected into the login. You'll know you're there because you see the very handsome Ridgely Goldsboro. and then you just log in. There you go. And you get to, as I mentioned, the Partner Attraction Formula AI Vault and the portal. And in the AI Vault is all sorts of goodies here. Your mastermind call schedule, your archives, the software, that's the AI brain right here, and the worksheet, how to use it, the private library, the Limbic Message Hall of Fame, where we actually have hundreds and hundreds of Limbic messages that have been used by our clients. And we have Hubert's hacks. Okay, now with that out of the way, I just want to do a touch of training here with the ChatGPT Plus interface. Okay, some of you were asking me, which of these selections here do you use? Okay, now, let me just review this for everybody, because actually not everybody has this. ChatGPT 3.5 is the older generation model, and that is free. You can set up an account at chat.openai.com and get this access free. That's a great entry level. You want to pay the $20 a month, and it's quite worth it. You can get ChatGPT 4. And then that now has built-in browsing ability and DALL-E for creating images and so forth. That's cool too. Let me show you what Ridgely and I do all the time. This is kind of the power move here. And Ridgely, I'm going to show you a plugin. You and I were fooling around with plugins the other day. And this is one that I use in my work every day. Okay? And this is my go-to. So you click on plugins and you turn on the plugins, and that enables this little drop down down here. And when you go here, you can turn your plugins on and off. In this training, I just want to bring everybody's attention to this plugin here called VoxScript. Okay, and what it does is it allows, it's purpose-built for you to go visit a URL at YouTube and consume the video, right? So I wrote a simple script, I turned it on, visit this YouTube video at this link, okay? And just for reference, this link is this video here, which is a recording of one of our recent masterminds, right? So it's this recording right here. And as you see, it's in, there's the fabulous Ridgely, and it's an hour and 11 minutes. Let's say you missed last session and you want to catch up. You don't want to watch the whole video. Write a script like this, turn on this plugin, provide me with a summary, make your output clear and focused, and make it educational for me. It goes and it runs it. It tells you when it was uploaded, how many people watched it, how long it is, key highlights. Okay, now check this out, Ridgely. Look, it summarizes everything that we talked about, including the hot seat examples of building the donation flyer for the library. Okay, it goes through my 5-step formula for creating a sales page. It talks about, you know, all of this stuff. Very, very cool. And then it gives you the educational takeaways, and it gives you links that we mentioned in the thing. Now, and I don't know about you, but an hour and 11 minutes long, nobody's going to watch it. But you can certainly spend 60 seconds and get the gist of it here. What do you think?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's just one more of the tools that are coming out that are making AI more and more relevant every single day. And oh, by the way, every now and then, you know, you'll get challenged, right? So I got a challenge today, and it occurred to me, I got to ask Hubert if he knows about this. So, okay. Hubert, so this is good because Hubert generally knows everything. So I'm just going to ask him this question. Are you familiar with demand creation in marketing?
You mean drumming up demand for your offering?
It's a concept called demand creation, where it literally is a demand creation marketing through complex distribution channels involves the strategic efforts to generate awareness, interest, and desire for a product or service within a network of intricate and multifaceted distribution channels. The goal is not just to meet existing demand, but to actively stimulate and create demand where it might not naturally exist.
Okay, cool.
And so somebody challenged me saying, do you think you could create a marketing plan using AI for demand creation? It was a Vistage chair, a chair of a Vistage.
In what niche? What's their space?
I don't know. But I thought, I don't even know what demand creation is. And yet, even though I don't know what demand creation is, it instantly made me think, Well, sure, we can do it. I just got to
Of
get online and
course,
start working with it, right? And I
because you
think
have access to the largest mastermind in the world.
that's right. Exactly right. So go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. A couple of comments. Bridget, thank you. Great for people. She's talking about that VoxScript plugin. She says it's very powerful, time saver. Great for people that have membership sites with videos where they can create their summary. That's great. Dr. Jean has an excellent revision here. Can you add and ask for a timestamp for those highlights? That's a great idea because then you know the timestamp and you can actually go and watch it yourself. That's great. Excellent. Now I want to share one more thing here, and for the newer people also, just make sure that you're getting these emails that we send out. Okay, we send out these weekly reminder emails. Okay, and then the day of, I always put in a little funny meme type of thing. And here's this one here. Originally, have you seen this one? Look, more on
Yeah.
how to confuse machine learning. Like
Yeah.
you and I can tell the difference between a Labradoodle, Golden Doodle, and a piece of fried chicken, but AI ain't so smart when it comes to doodles and fried chicken.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I just wanted to share that. And so keep your eye out for emails. And finally, we were asked by our support department to drop the support email address, which I'm doing right now. If you have any issues regarding anything or a request to get on the hot seat, make sure to send an email to support@partnerattractionformula.com. And I'll drop that in the email now.
And Elaine is asking, is Vox for only YouTube videos? The answer is no.
It was purpose built for YouTube. I've never actually tried it on Vimeo, so I'll take that as a homework, Elaine.
Gene says AI can pass the bar exam, but not the difference between puppies and fried chicken. Classic.
Exactly. But the funny thing is, see, here's the thing. And that's why I always say for text content, it's great. For where humans excel and AI still utterly fails, is we humans instantly at a glance, there's something about our brains that we instantly can tell the difference between a piece of fried chicken and a golden doodle, right? But it really stumps computers.
All right. What are we doing first?
There we go. Alrighty, so should we jump right into the hot seat? Because I know there's a lot of complexity in that project there. So for our hot seat, we have Terry and Bridget, and I know they've been working on a project for Terry. So let's bring them on, Rich.
Okie dokie. In process. Happening right now.
Terry said yes, yes, hot seat.
Reminder, whenever you have something you want us to take a look at, to help you with, to do whatever, just hit us up at support@partnerattractionformula.com, get a hot seat, and we will rock and roll.
Hey, Bridget.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. And are you bringing Terry on too, Rich?
I did. In process.
Ah, here comes Terry.
All right. I'm excited.
Okay, so why don't you guys give us a project recap and tell us where you're at. Hi, Terry. Okay, Bridget, Terry, I don't know which one you guys decide amongst yourselves how to catch us and the membership up with what you're up to and how we can help you with feedback.
Yeah, so Terry asked me to help her with her website redesign, and we looked at the project, and she has 5 different websites that are all under her umbrella of her company. And so we took those 5 websites, we loaded it into the Limbic messaging prompts that Ridley so kindly shared with us in August. And this was before the PAF brain. And, we've been working and tooling with the content and the scripting for the last 3 months. And on top of that, designing it and finding the images and really matching up the Limbic messaging to each section and each page. And we're proud to say that we've launched the website, and we would love to see the before and after. So if I can go ahead.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. Good work, guys. I know with that kind of, and Terry, I know that, you had asked us to help you look at some of it in advance. So I know what a monumental task it was to go from everything that you had into, something centralized. So that good on you.
So this is their before site. Okay. I just want to show you a sense of what they've been working with. And this is one of the sites, Doorknob Books, and it's the, information about the books that they sell, that she's written and that they sell for their programs. And then they have their teen courses, Your Key, Your Door classes. And again, it's kind of like the 1990s called and they want their website back. We've agreed on that. Terry and I have agreed on that. This is their 10 keys, and this is their logo that they've been playing with. And I thought, well, I wonder if we can strengthen that up. So we did kind of tackle that a little bit. I'll show you in a minute. And then their services. This is Haggerty Consulting, like the main umbrella of all the companies. And, you know, basic websites. She has done a lot of work with putting Limbic messaging into these sites, but we wanted to rebrand and redesign and put something together that just had that wow factor. So are you ready?
We are ready.
We are totally ready.
As far as okay, wow, yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I love that door idea with the
I do too, man.
Yeah.
That door looks like you're about to, you almost want to walk through that door. That is
Yeah,
so much
it's
better.
a portal.
The first
Yep.
thing I noticed, it seems like the cool factor is clearly on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And also, I'm so glad you guys used one of your top assets, which is those, you know, the big name brand and logos that you have there, because that credibility building factor is huge.
Yeah, and we have plenty more to add. This is just our first swipe at it.
That's
But
great.
this is the logo that we propose to redesign. We have a very simple menu palette. A couple of them are just, this one has a pull down menu for now. But let me just scroll through and you could see this is a very unique color palette. And we based it on the colors that they said was their color palette. And it was basically every color in their book cover. And I'm like, it's too many and they're not really congruent with each other. But we picked some colors based on the color meaning. And, you know, purple was one of them, this blue. And then we needed a offset color like this golden orange. And you could see the orange works on both the light and the dark. So it's a
Yeah,
great.
it works really well. Yeah, great
And
job
we
on
got
that.
a bunch of testimonials rolling through here. And then let's go to some of the interior pages. And each one has a image on the top and the Limbic message.
I love how the logo doesn't matter when the color changes, it stays the same. In other words, whether it's black, whether it's purple, whether it's light blue, whatever, that's super cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I have to say the font choice, the typography really makes this seem unique.
Yes, it's a little different. And at first I wasn't sure, but I thought, you know what? Let's go with it and see what happens, you know. So I'm pretty excited about it. Again, this is a WordPress site. We're using a new theme that I'm embarking on that I think is pretty cool. But you know, it doesn't matter what theme, it's really how does it lay out and how does it work and how does it work on mobile and stuff like that. So you could see the colorful images. They don't overtake, you know, it's easy to read the text, right? We've always got an action button, you know, more testimonials at the bottom. And then we go to our ethos, which is about us. Okay.
Nice.
I know. I love this.
That image is great.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, I haven't had a chance to go through on the mobile yet because we just launched these pages today.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, let me see that again. Let me go back up on our ethos thing here and scroll down a little bit. Okay, so this mission statement and history stuff needs to be run through our run through the prompt that is all about making it partner centric.
Yes, for sure. And also
way too much about Doorknob Consulting, way too much about us, we need to run
it needs to be in the U language.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
And can you scroll up? I want to make a suggestion also too. It's just there's just a bit of oddness that struck me that I think you should consider here. So that team picture right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you scroll up, I think the page would be better served if actually, I'm sorry, scroll down the page. Okay, if mission statement and that paragraph came first and then the photo came below it, I think it would just flow a little better, because if you go to the top of the page again, it just seems a little odd here in that all that white space around this little picture. So
you know, I actually had that originally and my artist switched it.
yeah, no, I think you and I are thinking the same way. There's just a slight oddity in this frame right here like this.
I agree. I agree. So we'll do that. And thank you for the partners that we thought we had everything partner centric, but that's why we want your eyes on it to see what did we miss, right?
Yeah, and notice, team, how everybody it just jumps off the page. Once you've been doing this long enough, it jumps off the page. You're like, oh, well, it's too much about them, not enough about the client, not enough about the prospect. And it's such an easy fix because everybody has the prompts to be able to do that. There's no reason not to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And if I may, I love the design. I love the content. Great job, Bridget and Terry. The asset that I'm about to suggest, I think would really put you guys over the top. And this is homework for Terry. Okay. And Bridget, you can coach her. I haven't seen any videos, Terry. If you could do some videos, that would originally, I mean, like, this is awesome. Having video messaging from Terry would really put it over the top.
I agree. And that's we're still working on all of that. We got a couple more pages to wrap up, but we wanted to get something up on live, for their salesperson. They just took on a salesperson and they need something to show them. And so we were feverishly the last 2 weeks really kind of pulling this all together.
That's awesome. Well, with that, as happy as we are and as happy as you and Terry are, the salesperson is probably thrilled at this new asset.
Yes. Yes. Let me just show you a couple more. So the individual adult coach, this is the young adults, right? I love this image because if I was a mother and I had a kid that probably I'm thinking needs this program, I would look at this picture and go, wow, could my kid look like that? And what I'm looking at is she's content. She sees her future. She knows what she's doing. She's not questioning anymore. And that's all that visual limbic messaging that's not even said. So finding great images, I think, is so imperative when you combine it with the limbic message. Would you agree?
Yes, for sure. 1,000%. It's like in the equivalent in filmmaking is the video imagery is one thing, but when you want that emotion, you need the music bed.
Yeah.
In our limbic messaging, the text is key, but when you really want to bring it home, you have to put it in front of a very emotional photo.
And then this is Terry's favorite page. Of course, the keyhole, right?
I love that keyhole shot. That's great.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, this is really good.
It's very
can I drop a this is super advanced level. Okay, and your sales team will thank you for this. Okay, so I like how the URLs are constructed right now because it has keywords in them. Okay, but also consider doing this, and it's easy to do. Right, install a WordPress plugin called redirection or one of these. There's a zillion of them, and what it allows you to do is to set up redirect URLs. Okay, so for for like the youth page or whatever, you would want to create something like doorknockconsulting.com/youth or something like that then redirects to the full URL. The reason is because for the salesperson, when they're on the phone or typing emails or whatever, it just makes life much easier for them. If they know the person in conversation, it comes up that they're talking about a young person, they can say right away, oh, go to the website and go to doorknobconsulting.com/youth, as opposed to your long permalink URLs. And it just makes the salesperson's life much easier.
I love that. That's a great idea. We'll do that.
Can you slow down and explain that one more time? Because that just went way over most people's head. Okay.
So for websites, you address a particular page through the URL. That's what you literally type in the URL. Okay. There's a concept called a redirect. Okay? You can actually set up a short URL version that redirects to anywhere you want, and you would redirect it to your long one. So for example, on this page here, this is executive adult coaching, right? So if you wanted to, and you guys would have to decide, doorknobconsulting.com/coaching can redirect to this page. That way, when the salesperson is talking about it and they realize, oh, the person I'm speaking to is interested in coaching and they're an adult, they should see this page. Instead of him saying or her saying doorknobconsulting.com/executive-amp-adult-coaching, they would say, oh, just go to doorknobconsulting.com/coaching. And
So
it would redirect to this.
would you say that we changed the link to that? Or do we redirect to that?
Well, so I would have set it up with the short links right from the start, but
Okay.
that's for you guys to decide.
Yeah, it's simple to do.
Yeah, there's right, but there's advantages to having the keyword rich URL too. But I would encourage you, since you just launched today, to go ahead and change it to the short versions. But this requires you and Terry to sit and say, for this page, what's the concept and what's the best short URL for it?
Yeah. So Terry, call me later.
Now I love little things like that, because those things make a big difference when you're talking about different functionality, right? You have the person constructing the site thinks one way. Let's make sure that this URL can easily remind me of where this thing is and what this thing is. Executive-amp-adult-coaching makes total sense. But if you think about it from the perspective of the person who's selling the program, that's very difficult to use as a URL. Yes, they could drop it into a chat or whatever, but if they're just having a conversation, to say, hey, doorknobconsulting.com/coaching, way, way easier. So we always want to be thinking about what are, that was, by the way, in case anybody didn't catch that, that was kind of like a Hubert hack, just saying. He's kind of pretty good at those things. So just be thinking about who's going to use this, what's the purpose behind it, and reverse engineer from the end game what you're looking to accomplish with something to come up with the best possible way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I think that's really cool. Okay, now let me tell you why I really like this image. Okay, if you scroll back, well, I don't know if it's on the top of this one, but remember we had that guy in a giant keyhole. Small person in a giant keyhole. Now we have a ship coming through a door. Really, really clever use of imagery, really clever use of imagery to create that in your brain. Like, what? Oh, that's cool. Oh, in other words, to draw attention where you want to draw it, which is great. Really cool. To do it on the same page as the guy with the keyhole is very clever. Very clever. Notice that right away, Bridget. I was like, oh,
yeah,
nice.
that was intentional.
Well, it might not have been fully intentional, but it was obviously on some level very intentional.
Yeah, true. And then this was a poem that Terry got inspired to write, and I love that, with the background just nice and clean, and more words for SEO. And then the contact page is our last page for now, just a contact card. But notice the consistency, the structure, the fonts, the colors, all of that has that branding excellence that's going to raise the level of their opinion of you.
Yeah, so might also put an audio file next to that poem, by the way. There's a lot of people who'd love to
love
just
that
listen to
idea.
audio file, right?
I will read it.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's a good homework video for you, Terry.
That would be just a really cool idea, because a lot of people would love to just sit back and just close their eyes and listen.
Great.
I have a long form, and then I asked AI to shorten it to the short form. And when I first read the long form, I could not read it without crying. I still can't talk about it without crying. So I'll have to get myself together.
Oh, no. You are talking to the master, Ridgely, of being emotional on video as a transparency thing. Ridgely, you got to give her a little advice on this.
Yeah, so there is nothing more gripping than watching a video where somebody is breaking down and struggling to get through the words. It is riveting to watch that. Sucks everybody in, gets everybody connected. So when I used to teach a little bit about starting your story, I always tell the story of the guy whose mom used to sell stuff on the street. And he's going through and he's explaining how he's going to share the story. Yeah, my mom used to share stuff on the street, and she would get up in the morning really early, and she'd make these it was in Mexico, these tacos, and do all of that, and then and every day she would go out, and then she would walk in the door at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the look on her face, we knew if we were going to eat that night or not. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I went, stop. Wait, do you understand that that's where you have to start? You start with, when my mom walked through the door at 4 in the afternoon, by the look on her face, we knew if we were going to eat that night or not. Gripping, just grab them, so nothing more gripping than getting choked up in a video. So if you can work through it, it'll be better.
Yes.
Terry's like,
Okay.
Ridgely, you're killing me. You're killing me.
No, that's awesome. As David says in the chat, show vulnerability. And I see, David, your hand's up too. So if you want to contribute to some of this feedback, let us know and we can bring you on camera as well.
Thank you, Gene, for that comment. I will tell Kathy. She will be very, very happy about that. That is Kathy's favorite column of the several hundred that I have written. That is my wife slowing down, making sure that there was no way I was going to beat her running, making sure that she wore me out so badly that there was no possibility I was going to cross the line before she did, and then slowing down to wait for me.
Wow.
So that we crossed together. This is when we were dating, before we were 20 years ago. Plus, yeah. So crazy. All right.
Well, we appreciate your input. We are continuing to work on this. We will change what you've mentioned. We'll add what you mentioned. I want everyone to know that I met Ridgely through a talk he was doing at an IT conference. He was doing a lunch and learn, and I was on the computer and I heard him, and I knew that we needed what Ridgely was doing, and Hubert, what you were doing. And so I joined the little program, and then just a few days before Christmas, Ridgely was so kind, he gave me a few minutes and he went over this little presentation I was doing that was pathetic, and he changed into the limbic message. And then I joined and we did the partner attraction worksheets, and that one we did that with Gene's help, but we continued, and we knew that the website needed upgrading 2 years ago. And so but we needed to understand it more. So we continued to do this, and then worked with some of the team and Ridgely and Hubert and and so here we are today with, we believe, a very important mission. And we paid a salesperson a little bit to do some Facebook marketing for us. And he came back to us and he said, do not come to me again until you redo your website. It is pathetic. All of them. And so that's when we knew for sure, okay, we're ready. We've got to do this. All of our products are ready. Our courses are ready. Our agendas are ready. And it was time to start working with Ridgely's team. And we worked with several, and Ridgely and Hubert, which are just amazing. But I stood strong. I would not change anything until we figured out how to do the limbic messaging and do it the way Ridgely. So before we knew about, the others and Bridget and all that, I asked several other people. And I said, do you know how to do limbic messaging? And they said, no, no, no. And I thought, okay, then you're not going to be the one to do our website. So we went through probably a dozen people, and then, landed on your team and said, oh, I know, it should be this team that does it. So we want to say thank you so much, Ridgely and Hubert, and, and the follow-ups in with Bridget, and Gene helped too. And we're almost ready to go. We're excited.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Christmas present.
That's great. And thank you for that feedback. That's wonderful. And one thing I'll say, and I think if you internalize this and keep it core. So how you just told the story about how this website evolved over the last couple of years from everything that you've been struggling with and doing, right? So when you receive a marketing asset that you've evolved organically and literally contains your blood, sweat, and tears over the last couple of years, that's much more meaningful than had you gone out and gotten some slick designer, even if it's like a very, very good person, to come and just instantly give you this and say, okay, here you go. It's not as meaningful, because what the website holds now is all of that understanding and that limbic messaging that's on there now is hard won. So congratulations for doing it yourself.
I've got to let you know that Spirit knows about you and knows about AI Mastermind, because we've been working really hard. We've put in 14, 17-hour days. It was a 17-hour day a couple of days ago. It was midnight. I was in my office. I went to the ladies' bathroom. And as I came out the door, Spirit spoke and said, go to AI and put this in and ask it to write you a poem. So I came right back through the office door, put that, you deserve what it says there in my little poem, and boom, there it was. And so
Wow.
Spirit knows what you guys are doing and how you're blessing the earth, knows what AI is doing and how it's blessing the earth. And here we are.
Well, thank you. And remember, AI, there's nothing strange about it. AI is just all of us. It's a distillation of, the best of us, and it's all in there. I do want to share one more thing. Let me just share my screen. And Ridgely, you're going to love this because Ridgely has been training me. Ask AI. Okay, so folks, look, I went to this plugin here. This one here is called WebPilot. Okay, it's purpose-built to go and consume websites. Visit my new website at doorknobconsulting.com and suggest improvements in terms of the text content, design, and images. Optimize for persuasion and marketing. Provide a breakdown page. Oh, this is supposed to be page by page, and explain all of your thinking. Educate me on marketing best practices. So it goes and runs the plugin, and then it tells you, it focuses on this, it features this, breakdown and suggestions on the homepage. The current state homepage effectively communicates the core message of empowering personal and professional growth. Testimonials add credibility. Suggestion: consider adding specific outcomes or success metrics from your programs. That's a great idea, right? And so, Bridget, on the homepage at least, you can do one of those like number sections where it says, X number of young adults placed or whatever it is.
Right. The numbers that scroll.
Yeah, so, right. And so anyway, the idea here is we're not going to go through it one by one, but use.
Hold on, Hugh, hold on a second. Go
Yes.
back up a little bit, go down a little bit more. I just want to point out, look at what the second sentence there. Use persuasive storytelling techniques to connect emotionally with visitors. That's exactly what we were just talking about.
Yes.
So I think it's really the lesson here is, why wouldn't you go to AI and ask, how can I do this better? One of the things that Hubert has taught me is, after I finish a session with the output from AI, to learn more myself about how the AI brain thinks, I can ask AI, hey, why did you come up with this output? What is the rationale and thought process behind it? And get AI to tell me why it came up with the answers or the output that it came up with, so that I can better understand how the tool thinks and how I can get the most out of the tool. So this is a similar type thing. You can literally complete a work session, a work product, a sales page, a funnel page, anything you want, doesn't matter, an email sequence, and then say, hey, AI, evaluate this. How could we make it stronger, more persuasive? How could we make it build trust better, connect with prospects better? Whatever it is that your your desired outcome is, and see what AI comes back with. Why not do that?
Yes, for sure. Bridget, here's one for you. So those great images in the header, they want more. Look, incorporate high-level relevant images. They're talking about in the body. Images should evoke whatever. So I noticed that myself too. There was a lot of text stuff. So maybe break it up with more images further down the page as you scroll.
Good idea.
That's a great feedback as well. CTA, expand on testimonials. I know you guys have plenty. One thing I wanted to mention about the testimonials too. I saw some of those testimonial sliders, but I could see that there's a lot of them, right? It may be better to break them into more individual sliders with less testimonials in each one, so that you have more of these testimonial sliders. Like you can even have two on the page, separated if it's a long page, and with less in each one.
I get that. Yeah. Good idea.
Oh, and it noticed, is this true or not? It doesn't have a blog section?
That's correct. Not right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So it's spot on here originally with what we would consider a best practice too. So, Terry, your homework's going to extend to, be building yourself up into an authority in this area through Terry's blog.
Okay, well, before you jump past that, can you share for everybody's benefit, what are the biggest advantages to having a blog? Because one
Yes.
thing we
So,
know, blogs are work. You got to put in the time to do
yes.
it. What are the biggest
Yes.
advantages and benefits
So,
of them? And then I'll tell you how to make it easier.
so I always, anything that we do on your websites, always keep this in mind. There are two audiences always for your content. One is the human audience, right? The young people or the parents or the adults or whatever that are seeking your services. And you're going to have them land on a page and persuade them with the great design, the living messaging, and the strong call to action, right? It's just following the partner attraction formula. That is more relatively easy. The second audience are the search engine bots that you need to keep feeding and having them come and recognize that this is an authority website and should be placed high up on the search engines. Okay. The blog is the easiest way to impress both audiences in a very natural way. Search engines love to see periodic releases of new content. That, by the way, is the publishing schedule of a blog, right? I mean, Ridgely is so disciplined to keep releasing content week after week after week after week, right? He really spends a lot of time touting what he calls the editorial calendar. It's around the top of the year now, so you know Ridgely is going to be planning all of his content all the way out through the year, right? And so the blog is an excellent way to have a structured release and timetable of the content that's great for search engines and also great for prospects. Now, the reason why I also personally love the blog, and Terry, this is advice for you on the blog. Once you keep in mind that the blog is a marathon and not a sprint, you give yourself permission that a blog post or a specific, series of blog posts or whatever, each one is not make or break, Terry. What's make or break is that over time, you build a body of content on your blog that shows your authority and your expertise. The pressure is off of you from thinking, oh my God, if this next blog post is not brilliant, nobody will come. Well, no, when there are 50 blog posts on there at the end of the year, each one has, just added to the overall authority. So originally, that's why I like blogging. What
about you, Bridget? What do you think the value of blogging is?
I love, got something stuck. I love what he's saying. And to add on to that, if you have a body of work that's your expertise, you can take that and create a book out of it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And also, Dr. Jean, thank you. She's jumping in. I just want to add this originally to it. So if we're creating an email drip campaign, should we also have a blog to go with it? If so, can it be the same content or a teaser in the email and a blog has more expanded content? The answer is yes, yes, and yes. I love a blog also because so long, Terry, as you keep doing the periodic releases, you then have a built-in newsletter. And yes, Dr. Jean, the newsletter is, it's got some, Bridget will get a nice email header graphic designed, and it's really more of a community building here. Hey, it's Terry here. I don't know about you, but I'm, running around crazy this time of year, blah, 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 whatever. I did manage to squeeze out this blog post. Check it out here. And then you have the name of it with the link and then the first paragraph. And then they click and it launches them to your blog posts. And so you can have people say, you can advertise the newsletter, and that's what they sign up for. In effect, the newsletter is just a bunch of previews that link traffic to your blog.
All right, so just to give everybody a sense of possibilities in today's world, right? All right, let's take a look at this. So while Hubert was talking there, in the last 3 minutes or so, I decided to write some blog posts for Doorknob Consulting. And so here we go. It said, take in the website, then give me a 350-word blog post on the value of starting coaching at an early age, especially for young adults. Came up with the value of early coaching for young adults, unlocking potential early on, building essential life skills, navigating life challenges, fostering independence and confidence, a long-term investment. Then I said, okay, great. Now let's do another version that has a dialogue with an imagined young adult gaining the coaching. The transformative journey, a young adult's experience with early coaching. Scene, a cozy sunlit room where Alex, a young adult at the crossroads of life, meets with Jordan, an experienced life coach. Jordan, Alex, I'm just feeling lost. I guess I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. It's kind of overwhelming. And there's an entire blog post all designed to that. I said, okay, now give me one that's a Christmas theme with lots of emojis. So this is happening in the last 5 minutes. If everybody can understand this, take this in, that while we're talking, this is what was going on in the background. Now you've got the festive Christmas theme coaching session, unwrapping young Alex's potential. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Alex, blah, blah, blah. On we go. There's a whole blog post, Christmas theme. Then I said, great, now give me a 60-second script for Doorknob Consulting's homepage. Boom. And we got the 60-second script all written. There we go. All done in the background while we were having this conversation. So I do
That's
that.
awesome.
I do that not to show off, but just to give everybody a sense of what is possible when you learn and master AI, or not even master, but just become familiar with the way in which you can use these tools. And so if you just can kind of get behind the concept of asking, what can you see? What can you do? What is possible? It really gets kind of goofy, because then I just have to do this. Cool. Now turn this last Christmas version into a script with a rap. Like, who's your favorite rapper, Terry?
Probably Eminem.
Eminem.
Eminem, yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay, cool.
Pretty sure it
So
rhymes.
how fast is this tool? It is super crazy, right? So we got Eminem with a rap thing happening here, and you can just do whatever you want. Yo, welcome to the spot. Doorknob's the name, unlocking your potential. That's our game. We're here to light your path, make your future bright. Turn your struggles into triumph, take your dreams to flight. Christmas vibes in the air, we're spreading cheer. Coaching young and old, bring your goals near. From life skills to business, we've got the plan, guiding you to success. That's our jam. Hear the stories, testimonials, they're real and true. Transformations happening could be for you too. Young adults, professionals, we cater to all, helping you rise, ensuring you don't fall. So come join us. Let's make the season bright. Doorknob Consulting, we're your guiding light. Visit our site. Take that first step today. Your future's waiting. Let's pave the way. Doorknob's here where dreams and actions align. In this festive season, watch your stars shine. So don't delay. Come on, take a chance. With Doorknob Consulting, you'll find your dance.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Awesome.
I love it.
And I know a way we could use Eminem's voice.
There you go.
So do we use this in the blog, right?
Yes. So here's the thing. The beauty part, as we say in Queens, of the blog, okay, and this is related to taking the pressure off. When you write a page and you put it on your website, and there's 10 pages, and you put on an 11th page, it's like a big deal, because that's like the new page is 10% of your website. Okay, contrast it with this. Every time you have an idea or an output or something to add, so long as it's on brand and of value of service to your community, Terry, put it on the blog. Over the course of the year, there could be 100 blog posts. Whether or not you like or love a particular piece, realize it's now 1 out of 100. Now it's 1% of it. The pressure is off from you saying,
Yes.
oh my God, I can't put that on there. Of course you can. You know why? You might say, well, I don't know how many people would appreciate, a rap track about, whatever. Out of 100 chances and the thousands of people that visit, some people might like it. And you know what? It's about the act of blogging is more important than the actual blog post itself. So the answer is yes. Put it on there, right? Put everything on there. The search engines will love you for that.
That's cool. So we take the website as it is, and we put it into AI and ask for the 52 blog topics, and it could even write the scripts. But that's how you do it, right, Ridgely?
You can do it. I like to go a little further than that. So you can ask for lots of topics, But then what I would do is I would see what the selection is. And let's say you needed 10 blog posts. You ask for 10 options. And you say, okay, of those 10, I like 2, 4, and 7. Can you give me 10 that are like 2, 4, and 7? And then you drill a little deeper to get closer and closer to exactly what you want. And when you have exactly what you want, then you said, okay, run it for me.
Okay, I got it.
Exactly. And then also, I want to share this point too. It's related. And I believe, Terry, you may have asked this question a couple of meetings ago in chat. So this is breaking news. Okay, yesterday, December 20th, in the UK, Supreme Court rules that AI is not an inventor. Some companies have been trying to patent and copyright certain outputs from AI. They have now said that no, you can do patent and copyright only if you're a natural person or a corporation or whatever. The AI itself cannot get its patents. Okay, so you were asking, the AI output, is there any copyright issue or anything like that? The answer is no. AI generates it on demand by your request. And if anything, you're the one that can take that output and go and trademark it or whatever.
Yeah, because we created it. So we become the copyright owner because we're the ones that actually created it using the tool, the same as if you used a paintbrush or a pencil.
And also, just keep in mind this too. As great as AI is, the recommended approach always is to use the AI human hybrid model of writing, right? Just like, you took your output and you created it or whatever, don't take it as is. Take it and just spend a minute and play with it and move it around or whatever. Use the AI output as the stepping stone to, hybridizing it and making it yours. And then for sure, it's, you own that copyright.
So,
by the way, in the chat, there is the output from the Doorknob Consulting blog stuff that I did. So just grab that link so you have it.
So with as far along as we are, would we use the website to ask for the video script? What would be this? Bridget, you may know this, but I wanted to just ask, how would we get a new video script based on where we are now?
Wait, so if I may interrupt, I think, Ridgely, you can add great value to this and take the pressure off of them, because there's the idea of, this is how I personally coach it. You listen to what Ridgely is going to say, okay? It's very difficult to use the teleprompter. The value of the output is much more useful to everybody if it's more sincere and it includes flubs and everything like this. I like to give my clients the advice of, jot down next to your camera, a couple of bullet points, and then speak to those from the heart instead of going through a script. Ridgely, I think you can advise on this.
Yeah, that it is, because it's very hard to use a teleprompter, number one. And if you don't have experience in that, it is much more important to be sincere and genuine. So I 100% agree with that. If you want a hack, because there's always a hack, try to get your copy, narrow it up a little bit, put it right below your camera on the computer you're using, and scroll very slowly so that your eyes are almost right where the camera is. That's a pretty good hack. It's not foolproof, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, but I would rather you not use anything like that, and I would rather you just go with some talking points, and you use your natural presence to create just a sincere message.
So instead of going through AI and a prompt out of Ridgely, your prompts for getting the video, you just kind of let me think I should write it? Or do we go to AI using your prompts and get the video based on what we've got on the website?
I would do it yourself first and get AI to improve it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Hubert, I'm going to let you finish this off.
Yes. Okay. So folks, Ridgely's got to jump. We have to jump too. Thank you.